Marlon Mack. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. From the gun, here's Love. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That's taken on the 25. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, first and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. On second down, it's Coleman finding some room at midfield. And some room to maneuver. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Love. Escaping the pressure right. And he connects with Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a play fake, and it's Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now Love. And incomplete as the screen there unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations?
Through an opening, and there he goes. The 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman. An 80-yard touchdown. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
59 Mike, check, 59.
Now back to throw. He finds Coleman. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Looking to throw, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Brings up third down and 10.
Here comes the seventh play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. On third down, here's Coleman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing is long. Ebron caught left side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Locke. High throw, but he makes the catch. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Luck now to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
And it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0?
And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Watch your slant, watch your slant, watch your slant. 52.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
49ers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
50, plant. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Hey, orbit. Big gripper, big gripper.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Here we go.
Complete to Marquise Goodwin.
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. 2nd and 5. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, love that.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy.
Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Let's go. Let's go.
On second down, it's Coleman. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Niners on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot.
Now a hit and lost the football. It's out. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 26-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Goodwin. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Being chased out left. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. They're going to look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm was just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 37 yards. On first and 10, Love.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
On second and 10, Love. It's complete to Parker, left side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Luck throwing again. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Now it's Luck. And it's caught by Parker. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on fourth. Here's Luck. And Luck will be intercepted for a third time. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Trying to get it that time to Stills.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
They're throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Mullins now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll set up to throw. Going up top. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Second and 10. And Matthews has it right side. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll run with Coleman on first down. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On second and 9, Luck. Eluding the pressure right. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now Luck. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Well timed there by Richard Sherman. A sack on the corner blitz.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
They will run again with Coleman. A beautiful span and room to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Point after here coming up. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
They'll start on the ground with Mack. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Throwing his Luck. He's going to let it fly. And this is taken in at the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Aketo Witherspoon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was looking that time for Stills. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just 22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers. Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Watch the screen.
Looking to throw. He finds Matthews. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Ready? 70, Indy. Double tight.
They'll run on first down. Coleman. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. So the victory here for San